My girlfriend texted, "My new partner will stay at your place to teach you how to satisfy a woman." So I changed locks and woke up to 41 desperate voicemails. Be me, 28-year-old Marcus, using throwaway because this story is still fresh. Don't need drama following me to main account, where I post about video games and pizza reviews. Was dating Jessica, 24 female, for about 16 months. Met during friend's camping trip. She was cute, seemed fun. Things just clicked. Maybe too well looking back. She had this way of becoming exactly what I wanted. Like some kind of relationship chameleon. Red flag number one that my dumbass completely missed. Things moved pretty fast. She moved into my place about 7 months ago, when her rent got hiked. At least that's what she told me. Found out later, her roommate actually kicked her out for borrowing her clothes and jewelry without asking. My apartment isn't fancy, just a 1-bedroom in decent neighborhood. But it's mine, only my name on the lease. I pay all the bills, like all of them. She'd occasionally toss some money for utilities, buy groceries now and then, which she'd remind me constantly. Counted as paying her fair share, but buying Doritos and energy drinks twice a month isn't contributing financially to the household. First few months were good, or at least I thought they were. When you're in middle of slow-motion train wreck, sometimes you don't notice smoke until whole thing's on fire. Started noticing weird patterns about 4 months in, kind of stuff that makes you feel crazy for bringing up. But there was always this shadow hanging over us, a 6'1" shadow named Tyler. Tyler was her ex. They dated for almost 4 years before they broke up, about 9 months before we met. And man alive did I hear about Tyler all the time. Started with little things. We'd be watching movie, and she'd go, "Oh, Tyler and I saw this in theaters." He hated the ending. Or we'd try new restaurant. Tyler always said their pizza was overrated, but their wings are fire. Or I'd suggest weekend trip. Tyler and I went there once. It rained whole time, but we made best of it, always with this dreamy little smile, like she was reliving some magical moment. First few times I let it slide. Past relationships come up, whatever. I'm not some insecure teenager. But it kept happening. Pretty much daily, sometimes hourly. One night, about 4 months in, I finally said something. We were cooking dinner. She mentioned how Tyler makes this with more oregano. He learned it from his Greek grandmother. Did I ever tell you about time we went to Athens? Hey, can I ask you something? Put down the spatula. Why do you bring up Tyler so much? She looked surprised. Like I just asked why humans need oxygen. Do I? I don't think I do. You kind of do, like a lot, actually. We can't seem to go single day without hearing about Tyler and his superior pasta skills, or Tyler and his amazing travel stories, or Tyler and his whatever. We were together for 4 years, Marcus. He's just part of my history. It doesn't mean anything. She shrugged and went back to chopping vegetables, like I was being ridiculous. I dropped it that time. Tried to convince myself I was overreacting, but the Tyler comments didn't stop. If anything, they increased. Month later, we were shopping. She held up a sweater. Tyler had one like this. It looked really good on him. You might look good in it too. Like I was supposed to be flattered by comparison. I tried again. Seriously, what's with all the Tyler references? It's getting a little weird. She got defensive, eyes flashing. God, are you that insecure? We're just friends. It's not big deal. You're friends? You still talk to him regularly? This was news to me. Yeah, we text sometimes, so what? We didn't end on bad terms or anything. He's a good guy. That was news to me. But again, I tried to be cool, understanding boyfriend, who doesn't get jealous about exes hanging around. My first mistake. But I was actually getting stressed. Kept going to work, hitting gym occasionally, trying to convince myself everything was fine. At office, Nicole from HR always said hi. When we passed in hallway, just 3 words, "Hey Marcus." But her eyes said more. She'd smile this little smile that made me feel like human being again, instead of walking ATM/therapist combo. Not that I was checking her out or anything. I don't roll like that. But sometimes when your relationship turning into dumpster fire, it's nice to be reminded that normal, sane people exist. Thing that really started to eat at me was how Jessica would act all coupley on social media, but completely different in real life. Posting pics of us with captions like "my forever person," but then spending our actual anniversary night, texting constantly under table at dinner, acting wounded when I didn't buy her expensive gifts, but never remembering anything important about my life. Woman couldn't name my best friends after a year together, but expected me to memorize her entire extended family's birthdays. About 6 months into living together, I realized something truly depressing. I was happier when she wasn't home. When she was gone, I could actually relax, watch what I wanted, eat what I wanted, not worry about saying wrong thing, and triggering hour-long argument about how I never support her dreams, which changed weekly, by the way. One week it was opening pottery studio. Next it was becoming fitness influencer. Started working late just to have some peace. Volunteered for weekend shifts. Anything to not be home alone with her. And that weird tension that filled every room. My buddy Derek noticed and asked if everything was okay. Gave him some excuse about saving up for vacation. But I think he knew he'd been through something similar with his ex couple years back. Then came the night that changed everything. I was in kitchen making chicken teriyaki. Nothing fancy, just trying to throw together something decent. For dinner after a long-ass day at work, I'm no chef, but can handle basics. Without burning place down, was trying this new sauce I found at Asian market. Old lady who owned place practically forced me to buy it, insisting it would change my cooking forever. She wasn't wrong. I was focusing on not overcooking vegetables. Learned that lesson hard way. When Jessica came home from her yoga class, still in workout clothes, phone in hand as usual. She seemed particularly energetic, almost giddy. Not even sweaty, which was weird. For someone who supposedly just did 50 minutes of intense yoga. "Hey babe," she said, grabbing a piece of broccoli from cutting board. "So I need to talk to you about something. Those words never lead to anything good, ever in history of relationships. What's up?" I kept my eyes on the walkie. I'd stopped dropping everything to give her full attention months ago, after realizing it was always some minor drama or complaint. That could absolutely have waited. So there's this situation with one of my friends. His landlord is selling building. Everyone has to be out by end of month. He's having trouble finding new place. Because everything's so expensive right now, I could sense where this was heading. Put spatula down slowly, feeling like I was in one of those movies, where everything starts moving in slow motion. "He needs place to crash for a bit," she continued, scrolling through her Instagram like this was most casual conversation ever, literally not even looking at me, while suggesting adding another human to our living situation, just until he finds something new, month, maybe 2 tops. "You want friend to move in with us?" I asked, keeping my voice neutral, even though internally alarms were blaring. "Who exactly are we talking about?" She hesitated for just a second. That little pause told me everything I needed to know. "It's someone you've heard me mention before," she mumbled, suddenly fascinated by her nails. I raised eyebrow. "Who?" She shifted her weight. "Just friend from before." I waited, didn't say word, just stared. Finally, she sighed like I was dragging it out of her. "Tyler," she muttered barely above whisper. There it was. The ghost she swore was dead and buried. "Tyler," I repeated, making sure she heard weight in my voice. "As in your ex-boyfriend Tyler?" "Yeah, but he's just friend now, obviously." She said it way too fast, like trying to outrun the obvious. "Listen, he's super quiet, super respectful. You might actually learn something from him. He's amazing at fixing stuff. And honestly, his cooking makes yours look like struggle meals. No offense." She gave me this bright fake smile, like she was doing me favor, instead of trying to sneak her ex into my apartment. Like Trojan horse with better recipes. But way she said it, like it's not big deal. Trying to move your ex-boyfriend into your current boyfriend's apartment. Totally normal Wednesday behavior. Why didn't you mention that part first? And why are you making this decision without even asking me? "This is my apartment." "Our apartment," she corrected, which was total nonsense, since my name's only one on lease, and I paid 100% of rent, and about 95% of everything else. I wanted to snap, just unload everything I'd been holding in. Every lie, every excuse, every fake girls' night. She'd weaponized as smokescreen. But then I looked at her. She was so confidently detached from reality, genuinely believing this was reasonable to ask, like moving her ex in wasn't kind of thing that should shatter a relationship. That's when it hit me. She didn't see this as relationship anymore. Not really. To her, this was a living arrangement with perks. I wasn't partner. I was background noise with wallet, and no amount of talking was going to bring her back to earth. So I don't know what came over me, but I just said okay. I knew right then I was done with her. But I wanted to see how far she'd take this charade, how much she thought she could get away with. Sometimes you gotta let people show you exactly who they are. She looked surprised for a second, then grinned. Really? That's great. You're the best. She kissed my cheek. I'll let him know. He's thinking about bringing some stuff over tomorrow. I'm going to jump in shower. As she walked away, I noticed she was already typing on phone. No doubt telling Tyler the good news. Her thumbs were moving so fast, you'd think she was disarming bomb. I just stood there feeling weirdly calm, despite fact that my relationship had essentially just exploded in my face. For next hour, I just mechanically finished making dinner, while she showered and got ready. My mind was racing, planning my next move. She came out in fresh clothes and grabbed plate. No thank you for cooking. No offer to do dishes. Just took food like it was her birthright. This is pretty good, she said between bites, sounding surprised that I'd managed to make something edible. Oh, and Tyler might swing by later to check out living room situation. Is that cool? The audacity, the absolute brass balls on this woman. Tomorrow, right? Not tonight? I asked, trying to keep my voice level. No, tomorrow probably. Hey, I'm going to Walmart to pick up few things, then meeting Lisa for drinks. Don't wait up. She kissed me on cheek and was outdoor before I could respond. I heard her car start, and something inside me just snapped. I called Lisa right after Jessica left, just to confirm my suspicions. Hey Marcus, what's up? Lisa answered, sounding surprised to hear from me. Are you meeting Jessica for drinks tonight? I asked point blank. The pause told me everything. No, I haven't talked to her since last weekend. Great, thanks. That's all I needed to know. I hung up and stared at half-eaten teriyaki, congealing on my plate. Well, there it was. Final nail in coffin of what I'd thought was serious relationship. She wasn't even trying to hide it anymore. Just lying on autopilot because it was easier than telling truth. So moment, her car pulled out of lot. I checked time, 7:18 p.m. She usually spent at least an hour at Walmart, plus drinks with Lisa, which I now knew was code for hanging out with Tyler, meant at least 2 or 3 hours minimum. I had plenty of time, but better to be safe. I stood in middle of kitchen and made my decision. This ends now, not tomorrow, not after some big dramatic confrontation. Now, I grabbed storage bins from hall closet and started with her clothes, not carefully folding them, just grabbing armfuls and stuffing them in. Her precious $250 jeans went in with her discount tank tops. Her special occasion dresses crammed in with gym clothes she barely used. Almost tossed in my favorite hoodie before remembering it was mine. She just wore it so often, it lived in her drawer. She'd taken over 3 of my dresser drawers, despite coming with barely 2 suitcases of clothes. Funny how that works. I checked time, 7:35 p.m., moving too slow, had to pick up pace, before she potentially returned. In bathroom, I swept all her makeup, face washes, and hair products into bin. Dozens of half-used bottles of serums and creams, most still with price tags attached. Her fancy rose quartz face roller that cost $85 went in too. I remembered how she'd hide it whenever her friends would call. God forbid Tyler find out she spent that much on piece of rock to rub on her face. I found her jewelry box tucked behind my gaming consoles, which was weird because she claimed to never know where anything was. Inside was not only her jewelry, but couple pieces I didn't recognize, including man's watch, not my style, not my size. I tossed it all in bin. While tossing her stuff into bins like expired groceries, I started calling locksmiths between loads. First 2 were bust, booked solid, or not working nights. Third one finally bit, but only with steep emergency after hours fee. $20 just to show up. Total daylight robbery, but considering situation, worth every cent. He said he'd be there in 50 minutes. I gave him address and went right back to packing. By 8:25, I had most of her stuff gathered. 3 storage bins, 2 suitcases, and garbage bag of shoes. I definitely missed some things. Her stuff was everywhere after 7 months. But I got obvious items, things she'd actually care about. Her precious collection of Bath and Body Works candles. She never lit, but constantly bought. Her stack of self-help books she displayed but never read. The throw pillows she'd insisted we needed, despite them making couch practically unusable. I found shoebox hidden under bed, filled with ticket stubs, photos, and what looked like love letters. Curious, I opened one. It was dated 4 months ago, well into our relationship, and signed Forever Yours Tyler, See you soon, that went straight into bin. No time for that pain right now. I checked my phone. No text from Jessica. Just as well. Locksmith showed up at 9. Guy gave me knowing look when he saw all packed bags. Rough night, he asked, setting up his tools. Long time coming, I replied. I showed him my lease and ID to prove I had right to change locks. He nodded and got to work. Women, huh? He said while installing new deadbolt. I didn't respond to that. It wasn't about women. It was about Jessica and her lies. About person I thought I knew, who turned out to be someone completely different. Tony worked in silence after that, probably thinking I was in some kind of emotional shock. Maybe I was. By 9:35, new locks were installed. 2 new keys in my hand. I paid him adding 60 tip, because I appreciated him coming so quickly. Also because I wanted him to remember me favorably, in case police ask questions later. Not my proudest thought. But you got to be strategic in crisis situations. As soon as he left, I started carrying bins and bags, down to curb. 4 trips up and down stairs, constantly checking my phone. One of neighbors definitely saw me from her balcony, but just gave me little nod. I think she'd seen Jessica sneaking out at odd hours, enough times to put 2 and 2 together. Mrs. Thompson didn't miss much. Former middle school principal with eyes like hawk. I arranged everything neatly. I'm not monster. And took photo of pile. Now for hard part. I needed Tyler's number. I scrolled through Jessica's contacts list on my laptop. She'd logged into her Google account on it months ago and never logged out. Found Tyler with different last name than what she'd once mentioned. Listed under work contacts, even though they definitely didn't work together. Clever girl. His number was there, just waiting to be used. I sent him the photo. Jessica's moving in with you now. Her things are at my place. She said you'd be thrilled to have her. 10:08 p.m. Still plenty of time before she'd be back. From her Walmart running drinks with Lisa, I went inside, locked both new locks, and sat on couch. My hands were actually shaking. Adrenaline is weird, like that. You can feel completely calm in your head, but your body knows you're in fight or flight mode. For about 25 minutes, nothing happened. Apartment was weirdly quiet. I could hear fridge humming, neighbor's TV through wall, car alarm going off somewhere in distance. Then my phone erupted. 20 missed calls, 11 voicemails, 35 texts. I scrolled through them. Marcus, what is wrong with you? Answer your phone right now. Are you insane? My stuff is on street. I'm coming home right now. You're going to regret this. Tyler is freaking out. You can't do this. My clothes are outside. It might rain. This is crazy. I'm calling police right now. This is illegal. That last one made my stomach drop. Could she really get me in trouble? Was this technically a legal eviction? I put my phone on silent and tried to breathe. This was going to be a long night. I called Derek, who's in his last year of law school, but it went to voicemail. Great. One time I actually need legal advice. From guy who constantly tries to explain obscure contract law at parties, and he's unavailable. I paced apartment, jumping at every sound, half expecting to hear sirens at any moment. Around 11:25 p.m., the pounding started. Not knocking, pounding. Kind that makes door shake in its frame. And probably woke up half the building. Marcus, open this door right now. I peeked through peephole. Jessica was there, mascara running down her face, looking like raccoon caught in flood. Tyler stood behind her, looking uncomfortable, in his button-down shirt with sleeves rolled up. He kept glancing around like he wanted to be anywhere else. Tall dude, conventionally handsome, I guess, with that carefully styled, I don't care about my hair look. That definitely takes 50 minutes to achieve. He looked exactly like kind of guy who'd have secret bathroom camera. Marcus, I know you're in there. This is my home too. I took deep breath. Jessica, this is my apartment. My name is on lease. You decided your ex was moving in. Without being honest about who he was, I didn't agree to that. Your belongings are outside. Please leave. You can't do this. I have rights. You're not on lease. You don't pay rent. Simple fact, stated calmly. I'll sue you. I'll tell everyone what an abusive asshole you are. I'll ruin your life. My actual thought at that moment were, what if I had messed up legally? What if she could actually ruin me over this? I've seen those forum posts where guys get absolutely destroyed by legal system, even when they weren't in wrong. Tyler finally spoke up. Jessica, come on, let's just go. We can figure this out tomorrow. He sounded tired, maybe even a little embarrassed. I wondered if this was how she operated in all relationships. Creating drama, pitting people against each other, always the victim. "Don't tell me what to do," she screamed at him. Then back to my door. "Marcus, you have until 3 to open this door." Undo. I stayed silent. What was she going to do at 3 exactly? Break down door, call in airstrike. Fine, you asked for this. I'm calling 911 right now. I heard her dialing, then launching into tearful story about how her boyfriend had thrown her out on street, and she was afraid for her safety, and didn't know where she would sleep tonight. Oscar-worthy performance, honestly. If lying was Olympic sport, Jessica would have gold medals lining walls. After about 18 more minutes of threats and pounding, neighbor yelled, "Shut up, or I'm calling cops myself." Tyler finally managed to pull her away. Last thing I heard was, "This isn't over." I barely slept that night, jumping at every sound, expecting police at my door any minute. Derek, in case you're reading this, I literally played out every scenario in my head. Being arrested, having to explain to my boss why I missed work because I was in jail, trying to afford a lawyer on my meager savings. Good times. Around 12:45 a.m., Jessica's friend Lisa called. I almost didn't answer, figuring it was Jessica using her phone, but decided to risk it. "Marcus, what hell happened?" Jessica just called me crying her eyes out, saying you threw all her stuff on street and changed locks. I was exhausted, but explained. She told me tonight her ex Tyler was moving in with us. Pretended he was just friend until I called her out. Been hiding their relationship for months. I'm not okay with that, Lisa. Lisa was quiet for a moment. Wait, Tyler was moving in and she just told you? Didn't ask. And she's been talking to him behind your back this whole time? Yep. Okay, that's really messed up. I always wondered why she'd leave our girls nights early. To run errands? But throwing her stuff out, that's pretty extreme, Marcus. What was I supposed to do? Let her ex-boyfriend move into my apartment. After she's been lying to me for months, she sighed. I don't know, this whole situation is mess. But be careful, okay? She's saying she's going to get you in trouble legally. That didn't help my anxiety at all. But it was interesting that Lisa seemed more surprised by Jessica's behavior than mine. Like maybe Jessica had history of this kind of thing that I didn't know about. After we hung up, I took sleeping pill and passed out on couch. Didn't want to sleep in bed we'd shared. Felt tainted somehow. Next morning, I woke up to more texts, demanding I let Jessica in to get her essential items. Her list included the TV. We picked it out together. No, I bought it while she pointed at biggest one and said that one. Her work laptop? It was at her office. She'd complained about having to lug it back and forth just last week. The vintage record player. Gift from my brother for my birthday. Her important financial documents. This was actually concerning the emotional support plan. Cactus I'd had for 4 years before I met her. My grandmother's jewelry. Her grandmother was alive and living in Tampa. Documents worried me. What if I'd missed something important? I texted back. I packed what I could find that was yours. If there are specific essential items you need, send detailed list through someone else. I'll check if they're here and can leave them with building manager. You are not coming inside. Her response was a string of nasty insults. That would make Sailor blush. Something about my mother, my manhood, and my future prospects of ever finding someone who could tolerate me. I blocked her number after that. Life's too short. Around noon, Derek finally called back. Thank God. He woke up. Dude, I just saw your calls. What's going on? You okay? I gave him full rundown. Her trying to move in her ex, me packing her stuff, her flipping out and threatening legal action. I tried to sound calm, but my voice was all over place. He listened, then gave me kind of half reassuring, half concerning breakdown only law student could deliver. Good news, she wasn't on lease. Bad news, these kinds of self-help evictions can get messy, especially if she could prove she'd been living there long enough to claim some sort of tenant rights. He asked basics. How long she'd been there, whether she got mail at my place, if she'd paid any bills. I told him, yeah, 7 months or so. Mail came here, and while she didn't pay rent, she'd occasionally toss some cash toward utilities and groceries. Nothing regular. He said it was probably fine, especially since she tried to sneak her ex into place. Without my okay, still he warned me there was slim chance. Things could get complicated. Told me to document everything. Every text, every screenshot, especially ones where she hinted at bringing Tyler in, and if cops did show up, be calm. Show lease and explain it was safety issue. Not exactly solid, you're totally in clear, I was hoping for but it was better than nothing. I spent next few days jumping at every knock, convinced it would be police coming to haul me away. Even ordered delivery and told them to just leave it at door, because I was too paranoid to open up. Around noon second day, Tyler texted me, surprisingly civil. Hey man, Jessica needs some important stuff. She says is still at your place. Can you check when you have time? No apology, but at least he wasn't threatening me. I searched through what was left of her things, mostly junk she'd left in drawers and cabinets, and found folder with some banking statements and passport. Also framed photo of her and Tyler that she'd kept hidden in her nightstand, which was special, kind of messed up. I put it all in manila envelope and left it with building manager as promised. Tyler picked it up next day. According to manager, he seemed embarrassed by whole situation and barely made eye contact. Good. At least someone had decency to feel awkward about this disaster. After 5 days of tense waiting, no police had shown up. I started to breathe easier. Maybe she was bluffing, or maybe even cops didn't want to deal with this level of relationship drama. But a week later, real bomb dropped. I ran into Lisa at coffee shop near my work. Total coincidence. I was grabbing my usual black coffee with extra shot, and she was in line ahead of me. Marcus, holy shit. Have you heard what's going on with Tyler? She looked both horrified and like she was dying to share gossip. No what? So my roommate's sister works with this girl who used to date Tyler's roommate. Apparently Tyler got kicked out of his old place because he was caught setting up his phone to secretly record his roommate's girlfriend in bathroom. Roommate beat tar out of him and threw him out. And worst part, the video somehow got leaked. And now Tyler is in this group chat where women warn each other about creeps. My stomach dropped. Are you serious? That's why he needed place to stay. Yep, total lie about landlord selling building. He's straight up pervert. She pulled out her phone and get this. Someone tagged Jessica in one of these threads, exposing Tyler yesterday. She knows what he did, Marcus. She showed me the post. There it was. Jessica tagged with comment. This girl is still defending him. Watch out for her too. I felt sick but also relieved. I dodged more than just annoying roommate situations. I dodged predator in my home. Have you talked to Jessica about this? I asked. Lisa rolled her eyes. She's claiming it's all misunderstanding, and Tyler is victim of jealous ex. But like 6 women have come forward, saying he had hidden cameras in bathrooms and changing rooms. There are receipts, Marcus. Screenshots, police reports, and she's still standing by him. It's messed up. I took screenshot of one of posts and sent it straight to Derek, just to put legal pin in it. His reply came back fast, basically confirming I dodged full-on disaster. If Tyler had moved in, it would have been nightmare, with camera angle. During this whole conversation, Nicole walked by our table. Hey Marcus, just 3 words. She smiled, I smiled back. Lisa noticed and raised eyebrow, but didn't comment. Thank God for small mercies. As word spread, Jessica's support system crumbled, faster than sandcastle at high tide. According to Lisa, even people who initially thought I was bad guy in this situation started backing away from Jessica. When they learned about Tyler's hobby, 3 days after Lisa showed me posts about Tyler, Jessica called me from new number screaming. Not because she was innocent, but because now she was publicly linked to him online. This is your fault, she screamed. People are tagging me. My boss saw it. I might get fired. Sounds like you problem, I said before hanging up. Not my proudest moment, but I'd run out of patience for her victim act. She kept trying to contact me through random numbers. Mutual friends. Even had her little sister message me on Instagram. I blocked them all. Did I feel bad? Hell no. According to Lisa, who had become my unexpected source of intel, in this saga, Jessica and Tyler had been staying with Jessica's older sister Megan. But when one of Megan's co-workers sent her the bathroom recording story, she lost it, waited until they went out for tacos, and changed her locks, left their stuff in garbage bags on porch, with note that said, perverts not welcome here, harsh but fair. They crashed with Tyler's college buddy for a few days, until his girlfriend found out about bathroom videos, and kicked them both out. Last I heard, they were sleeping in her car, which had to be uncomfortable for dude Tyler's size. Couldn't have happened to nicer couple, and police never showed up at my apartment. I let Tyler pick up one last box of Jessica's stuff I found. Some mail, few books, and her backup hair straightener. Through building manager. Didn't want to see either of their faces again. About 3 weeks after lockout, my buddy Kevin called. "Dude, have you seen what Jessica's posting about you online? It's wild." I hadn't checked her social media. Figured that would just be inviting more drama into my life. But I wanted to see what lies she made up. So I used Kevin's phone to look. It was bad, really bad. Posts calling me abusive, controlling, unstable. Claims I'd monitored her phone, isolated her from friends, even threatened her physically. All complete fabrications, but written convincingly enough that people who didn't know me might believe them. "This is insane," I said, handing phone back to Kevin. "None of this happened." "I know, man. That's why I'm showing you. You might want to think about getting ahead of this, huh?" He was right. I took screenshots of everything, downloaded our text history, showing her plans to move Tyler in, and sent it all to Derek for safekeeping. I wasn't planning to do anything with it, unless she escalated further. But better safe than sorry, according to what Lisa reluctantly shared, but clearly enjoyed telling me. Jessica and Tyler were in hell right now. They couldn't find anywhere to stay, because bathroom video scandal followed them everywhere. Her parents wouldn't take them in, because her dad never liked Tyler in first place. She lost her job at marketing firm when her boss found out about bathroom recording situation. Apparently they have some major clients who work with women's shelters. Her car got repossessed last week because she couldn't make payments. She's been essentially blacklisted on social media, with people tagging her as Creep Defender on every platform. Jessica sent one final email from new address, since I blocked her claiming I'd destroyed her life and ruined her reputation, and demanding money for emotional distress and emergency housing costs. I deleted it without finishing it. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. It's been about a month since what my friends now call the Great Beneviction. No regrets, not single one. For me, life's looking up. Yesterday, I asked someone if she wanted to grab dinner after work. I'll let you guess who. She said yes. Turns out those 3 words she'd say to me in hallway meant something after all. We've been texting nonstop since then, and it's crazy how different it feels to talk to someone normal. No games, no hidden agendas. Just actual conversation with human being who isn't trying to manipulate me. My buddies took me out to celebrate my freedom, as they called it. Derek admitted he'd never liked Jessica, but hadn't wanted to say anything. Kevin said she'd always had weird vibe. Even my mom, who tries to see good in everyone, just said, "I'm glad you're happy again, Marcus," in tone that spoke volumes. Whole experience taught me some valuable lessons about boundaries, self-respect, and trusting my gut. When someone shows you who they are, believe them first time, and when they try to move their creepy ex into your apartment, change the locks. So that's my story, Anons. Actually don't care if I am the asshole. Some trash takes itself out.